What time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah?
Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, who wants a treat, yeah. Keep listening.
Hello and welcome to another week of your show here on the Dufferin Ave Media Network. I hope you had a lovely, lovely weekend. Got to have all the fun and everything is perfect in your world as we look to complete the first day of the week. It is Monday, and before we do anything else, we love to check in on Margaret and her sweet, beautiful Maggie Cam. So let's head on over there right now and see what she's up to. Interesting. Looks like she's been lulled to sleep yet again. She was in there a little early today. Very well done. The Maggie Cam for our good friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer, Mike and Rochelle, and their lovely dog Leroy, who just so happens to be dating this beautiful angel. Always there to make sure you have the best experience possible, and maybe in the history of your life. Again, Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. Head in there and your day will get better. I promise you. And another fun part about the Maggie Cam is it sort of spoils a little bit about who we have coming on as a guest. And although my legs are, I can't even lie, but I got disgusting legs. They're just gross and beat up. We got a nice pair of legs on the other side of me, and you can see her right there from Wendy Brooks Media, as well as from the Past Our Bedtime podcast. We got Brooksy in the house. Whoa, jeez, I already paid you, man. You don't gotta keep complimenting me. How you doing? Tell me about this shirt.
I'm so good.
I'm loving the shirt today.
Yeah, I picked this up in the men's section at Marshall's. I was just telling Gary how it's another top that makes me look like I'm not wearing pants.
It's becoming your thing.
Yeah.
Mic's off? Oh, she's on mic 3. It's okay. The mic, she'll be on mic 3. We switched them around apparently. Is that what's going on?
Should I grab it?
Well, we can try it. Well, let's see. We can do it live. Just turn all 3 mics on and we'll see. Hey,
Testing.
live TV. This is
know.
it. This is what people want to see. Nobody wants to see perfection every single time. They want to see reality.
Yeah. Hi. I'm back.
Got her.
Okay, we're all good. Anyway,
This is why, hold on, this is a good learning this. That's why I told Network Ryan not to switch around the mics like he does, because it'll confuse us one day. And it already came. I knew it was going to
Network
happen. I saw
Ryan.
it coming from a mile
You
away.
need to tape them so we know which one's which.
That is true. That's right. We'll get him on after you and I finish here, and we'll let him defend himself. We don't want to
yeah.
have a guy just getting trashed for no
You're
reason.
going to give him too much time to think about what to
Bless
say.
you, Dragon. We got Dragon on the 1s and 2s today. You know him from the viewing room. New episode dropping tomorrow. New Pals Power with Aiden dropping today as our show lineups continue to grow, which is very, very exciting as well. If you want to join this team, if you feel like the world out there, you know, people are not very nice anymore. If you think that this world can be better, if you think that people need to start putting others before themselves, you can join this incredible team here, be it by creating, or be it by, say, advertising or promoting,
Oh, I
or maybe you
got
have an
it.
event. You nailed it for the first time. Head to DufferinAve.com. Look at that. You could become a part of this team, just like our friends at the Bamford & Co. podcast. New episode every Wednesday. That will be an ongoing thing, and we love having them on as that launched very well, as well against all authority. One of the best bands of all time. The All Out of Angst podcast is what I'm talking about. Episode 5 will be, I believe, episode 5 is out now. Episode 6 will be recording tomorrow with Uncle Mike and Matt from all the bands and maybe some other special guests. So a lot of cool things coming down the line. And if you want to join us, again, DufferinAve.com is where you go.
Yes.
That's a lot of
and,
talking.
And you want to join us because that's a fun time.
It's a really fun time being here, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
even meetings. Remember when meetings used to just suck?
Oh, yeah.
Like so bad. We go into meetings and it's just not only a waste of your entire day, but you don't learn anything. And you
like-
go in there,
yeah.
it's like, why did we even do that? Around here we have meetings and it was fun.
And
We
it's-
had a lot of fun today.
And you know what? It's meetings where, like, most meetings, like, could have been an email, but
Yes.
the meetings we have are, like, need to happen. So
Maybe
so,
that's what it is.
Yeah. That's
We
like
wait until
what
it's
makes them
like, you
good.
have to do this now, and then
Yeah.
we do it.
Like last minute, like, oh, or not last minute. We also do a lot of brainstorming because,
That's true.
you know, we just want to keep on improving ourselves and,
Yeah.
and doing better for you guys. So, yeah, we have a lot of brainstorming, which I love doing. So
It's really fun. And as a guy who's been doing stuff like this for a long time, it's never been fun. And that's how I know we're doing something right here, because even meetings are enjoyable. And most places can't say that. So
Yeah.
I guess that's a compliment to all you jabronis. But
Yeah, we're just so cool.
yeah, just the
No.
coolest kids hanging out and having a lovely little Monday.
Yeah, today we knew we were working because we didn't even play any.
We didn't even
Nintendo
get to Super
64.
Smash.
I know.
Oh, man,
know,
we
we
have to
were
do a
working
quick
too
one.
hard.
But we have more meetings after. Too many meetings right now.
Oh, that's good though.
Luckily,
It
they're
means we're going
fun.
places.
Yeah, that's a good point. So I got a question for you.
Yes.
How many things have you bought from the male aisle at Marshall's?
The mail aisle.
Like this shirt that you're wearing right now, your Malibu shirt.
This shirt I got, and then also for Christmas I got my stepdad and my mom matching pickleball shirts.
Oh, I love that.
Because they love pickleball.
It's a great game.
And
Great
they're-
sport.
Yeah, they're both men's shirts, but I just got a small and a large. And
So this is like the first one you got for yourself.
this is the first one I got for myself. I do like a good like boyfriend tee, is what I like to call them.
Oh, like the big oversized guy shirt.
Yeah, it's just so comfy. Wear a lot of different clothes. Cora was asking me, she's like, why are you covering yourself up lately? And I was like, I just have different styles. It could be a tight shirt. It could be a big
Is that
shirt.
something that, hold on a second, is that something that girlfriends tell each other? Like, why aren't you showing more skin?
She's like, why aren't you showing your boobs? I don't know. That's basically actually what I think she was asking me.
Okay.
And I was like, well, it's just the day today. I just want to wear a baggy shirt. I don't know. But she didn't
Are
ask
you
me that.
supposed to show it? Like, is that something that you're supposed to do?
No.
That's where I'm coming from. Like,
No.
that's a weird thing to tell a friend.
Well, it would be like if you wore a long sleeve. Cora would probably be
I
like,
hate long sleeves. I
why are you know what I mean? Because like for a while I was wearing, I had those like really, those tank tops I was like in love with for a bit.
Ah, the tank top face.
Yeah, but now it's like, it's in between hot and cold. So it gets like cold and hot in a day instead of just all hot. So that's why I kind of switched it up to this
So you're
t-shirt.
saying it's not a you thing, it's more the temperature
Yeah.
of the season. It's a
just,
seasonal thing.
It's just how I feel. Like if I feel like being comfy, I'll be comfy. And
I think that's
everyone
the best.
should do that.
That's the best way to do fashion. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Like I told the story a million times. I have an entire closet full of clothes that I used to wear when I had to leave the house every day for a job.
Mm-hmm.
And then since I stopped leaving the house
Yeah.
every day for a job, I don't wear any of those clothes now. All I wear are
Or
these
is that-
awesome, comfy, cut-off shirts representing the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Look at that. Death by Super.
You actually
How cool
match
is
pretty
that?
good today too. Your
Got the
shorts.
blue on blue. I have two
Yeah.
pairs of shorts.
Uh-huh. The
Two
striped ones and
pairs.
those ones?
Yeah.
Or
And
the
I have
plaid
a
ones?
third pair that I stole from my dad. They're stretchy shorts. They're also very comfortable.
So you have the blue pair, the
Mhm.
plaid pair.
Yep.
And what are the stretchy ones look like?
They're gray.
They're gray.
They have pockets and a string, a pull drawstring.
Oh.
It's a lot of fun.
Wow.
I just showed you
See?
my entire wardrobe.
Yeah,
That's
you,
it.
you might be like a minimalist at heart.
I
I
think
don't know
I
if
am.
you're trying to be, but like you are.
I'm okay with being a minimalist. I think in a world where everybody's trying to be a maximumist,
Yeah.
minimalist is the way to go. It's a lot easier.
It's kind of funny because like we're saying you're minimalist, but then like people looking at your set might think otherwise. But you know what I mean?
That's a
But
great point.
But it's weird. You have a balance, you know? You're minimalist like everywhere else.
Yeah, over there in the chalet house where Marge and I
Yeah.
sleep, it's very minimal. But
Or you're
when it
max-
comes to
yeah.
creating and comes to doing things for you watching and for you advertising, I said it before and I'll say it till the end of time. This whole thing was started with the idea of coming in with the top quality level, like the best possible quality level we could have. So then when your product starts to rise up and match that quality, you're already there instead of being a really good on-air person, but having horrible cameras and like a stage that doesn't work and mics that don't work and all that. It's like, no. Like our recording booth, shout out to the Abyss, my man Amory, and Von Trask from 911 Turbo, who were here on Saturday night. We were in the recording booth, we call it the Death Star. And we did 5 takes on a new song that Amory is working on, The Abyss. Be ready for this. It's incredible stuff. And on the 5th take, he nailed it, and then we layered it, and it sounds like it was done in a professional studio. Von Trask said it's the best recording booth he's ever worked with, and he's done a lot of producing, like a lot. He said this is like above and beyond any of the other places around here. The booth itself is so dead that when you're mixing and you're working with the audio file, there's no bounce back. There's nothing that you have to level out. There's no EQing because it's so pure and so crisp coming through. And it was a huge compliment because that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to make sure you go into there and you're going to do better than any other booth that you go into.
Yeah. See, well, and that shows your balance between being a maximist and a minimalist. You
Is
maximize.
maximist even a word? I
you
don't think it is.
Maximist. You maximize on things like that are important, and also I think you maximize on like things that bring you a memory of happiness.
You mean like my knickknacks and patty
Your
wax?
yeah. So that's like, but everything that is kind of like material or you don't really need.
Everything
that's where
has a story, man.
Yeah, the minimalist comes in.
Yeah.
The 2 pairs of shorts, the 5 shirts you probably have. I don't
Well,
know.
they're growing. I've had some great treats. My man Tristan the Destroyer from Battle X dropped off a Battle X shirt when he came in here and had a chat. And Aaron and Matt from all the bands got me a Macho Man shirt. So even here, I'm like adding to my collection of shirts. And I'm like, man,
Are they
when
all
am I going to wear
sleeveless?
all these? Not yet.
Not yet.
They will be.
I can't wait to see
Matt
it.
from all the bands is the exact same. He said either it's no sleeves or long sleeves. There's no in between.
Oh, you can't wear the.
No, it's like it's like shorts. I hate wearing pants because they're leg prisons. I don't need to have a leg prison. And sleeves are just arm prisons.
But a long sleeve's way worse than just a short sleeve. Like you're very prisonized in a whole long sleeve.
That is true.
And like for me, I like the t-shirts. I have this like condition where I have these like bumps all over my arms, so it like covers it, but I can still show the pretty parts of my arms, and get the cool air on my arms, but I don't have to show it all off. Also, these guns, it's
those
scary.
Pipes, man.
Yeah.
You still pumping those? You
Gotta
still
be
getting those
aware.
workouts on?
No, but
Okay.
someday I'll go back to the gym.
Well, I was telling you, your arms got too big for a while. You
Yeah,
were too jacked.
I need to do more of Aiden's workouts because I'm not
Yeah.
getting to the gym. So
Those are fun ones.
that's probably what I'm gonna do because I just
Lots
need to
of-
do something.
Lots of mobility stuff. Lots of really good stuff to keep you loose and healthy.
Yes,
basically.
there's also lots of stuff that I need to work on because I just can't do it. I need more core strength to be able to do some of the stuff she does.
Yeah, she's definitely got
Like,
the core strength.
Very, lots of core.
I don't think I've ever had a strong core. What does a strong core look like? Is that just abs?
It's probably abs, but it means like, I don't know. You could have a strong core and have fat on top still. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
So
why I asked.
I think it's just like if you can do like a sit up all the way of more than once.
I've done one of those.
Or if you literally could do all of Aiden's workout, it probably
You
means
do
you
that
have a
every day,
strong
you're good,
core.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a month, like, you know how much I hate challenges.
Yeah.
So stupid. But maybe we'll have an event where a couple of us do a pulse power workout every day for a month and see what happens.
Yeah.
Kind of like a sober October type of thing.
Yeah. I just love how you changed it to event. You're like, now I like it. It's an event.
Well, when people,
not a challenge.
I'm doing the be a bad person challenge. You're stupid. And then all of a sudden, someone's on the internet like bad person challenge, hashtagging, and like going around like slapping people and
Well,
stuff.
I get that. Or like the Tide
internet's so
Pod
stupid.
challenge where
Yeah,
people
like,
would eat
come
Tide
on,
Pods.
man.
The best challenges though are when you do them like internally with friends. So like, I don't know, unless you're really competitive, but we did a challenge at work. It's like whoever like moved the most, like a movement challenge through a certain month.
Okay.
But then you get people like who are like on a bike, like dying, like nonstop moving and like, and then they're like going at it. So it could get a
So
little
how does a
aggressive.
challenge like that compare to like a stupid mannequin challenge? Remember how dumb that was? Like at the old place.
I liked
Oh,
I thought
it's
that was
so
funny.
brutal. At the old place, they got all the hosts and they're like, "We're doing the mannequin challenge, Gary. You got to come in and do it." And I was like, "You guys, I don't do these things. They're so dumb. Don't be a sheep. Like, why do you do this?" Well, because everyone's doing it. You have to do it. So my compromise was, you guys can do a mannequin challenge. That's fine. Go ahead. I'm just going to walk in and tell everyone how stupid it is and walk out. And so that's what it was. Everyone's frozen in their mannequin thing. And then I just walk in like, "Hey, guys." Well,
I actually
nobody's
remember
moving.
that
Yeah,
video.
it was a great video because it showcased how dumb it is. And, even then participating, it felt dirty because it's just like,
It felt dirty.
but that's what, and I don't
See-
want to use the term old school media
Yeah.
is, but like radio and TV, that's what they're all about. You have to do what everyone else is doing. You have to take everyone else's ideas and make them your own. You have to do these things.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't do it, and then I got let go because of it. But at the same time, I'm so grateful because that's how we got this place started.
Yeah. And
So we're
like,
not going to start doing challenges now, is what I'm saying.
I
That's
thi-
just like
I
be a
think
good
the,
person
the
challenge.
only difference like of that challenge is like one, you're doing it for social for likes or whatever, and the other you're doing it for your friends and to like get healthy and whatever, right? And you're
Yeah.
not doing it to show everyone else in the world how cool you are.
Hold on a second. Are you telling me that challenges are only for people who want to say, look at me, look at me, look at me.
No.
I'm challenging this. I am going to win this
I'm
challenge
not.
of
I'm saying
mannequin.
some challenges aren't like that.
Hey, Brooksy. Mannequin challenge.
I can't.
See how dumb it is? Like, come on, man.
They
That's
probably-
so stupid.
Anyway, yeah. Okay, but I think the reason why I kind of like those type of things is just to see how people can take something and make it so different and so uniquely their own, or like add so much to it, and like so much effort goes into like trying to outdo the last person, you know what I mean? That sounds kind of mean, but it's just like so crazy to think how big it could get, or like how many people they could get in it, or how good the videographer was to get all of that while everybody's not moving. Like, I think that's the cool part about it, but you're right, it does eventually start to repeat itself so much, and then that's how it dies off, right?
Ugh.
The trend's dead now because everyone's sick of seeing it or hearing the same song over and over again.
It's just so bad, man.
But-
it's just the worst way of entertainment. Like,
Yeah. So my first challenge I could ever remember was like planking. Do you remember
oh,
planking?
God, a planking
I
challenge.
used
Oh,
to-
look out. I'm going to lay down in the middle of the street. Watch this go.
No, but it was like planking off things. Like,
Well, I'm going to plank on the table. You want to go for a plank right
that's
now?
a plank. That's a plank. I used to do
That one lasted for a while.
I know, it did. Because, yeah, that's when social media wasn't as strong. So it didn't,
Ah.
it slowly crept its way, you know? So it lasted a long time because it was slow burn.
Yeah.
Instead
Right
of
at the like challenges are still going on, right? Like people are still doing this stuff.
Probably.
Put a hashtag on it and all that.
Probably. There's, yeah.
I always wanted to start a be a good person challenge.
That's
That was going to
probably
be
a
my
thing.
like anti-challenge.
So-
Get rid of all this crap unless you're going to
Yeah.
do the be a good person challenge.
There was a challenge going around. It was like the hiking challenge, but you would take a garbage bag with you and you would like clean as you like
That's
garbage
great.
up
See,
while
why
you were
can't they be
going.
like that?
So there has been things like that.
That way
have
you
gone
get the
viral.
people that are starved for fame and need likes and want everyone to look at them. You
Yeah.
get those people doing something positive and
Good.
productive instead of planking
Yeah.
on a frickin'
Or like
billboard.
the ice bucket challenge was to raise
Yeah.
money, so
Yeah.
that, you know, like if every challenge had something like that behind it, that'd make it better, you know?
Yeah.
Like if the mannequin challenge, people were doing it and then they're like at the end, I'm donating $100 to
Awesome.
breast cancer research.
Yeah,
You know what
do
I mean?
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Maybe that's what my issue was with it. It's like nothing good came from it. It was just a dumb trend that all the sheep would follow along and do because they're being told by their bosses to do it.
yeah, which makes doing social media with Gary very hard. Just gonna throw that out there.
Wendy Brooks Media, I'm telling you, she makes it so I don't have to be angry about it.
Yeah.
And I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
well,
Hit her up.
Like
She's very good.
I don't make you do trends ever. Like
Trends. What's a trend?
like a trend is like a video that like everyone's doing, like you said, but you do it in your own unique way to advertise like your business. So like, so you take what somebody else has done, but then you twist it to match your business or whatever. So like there could be like dancing trends, or there's trends right now where like there'll be a guy getting hit with a bull and going flying, and then it cuts to a video of like you, let's say, and you like smash up against the wall and you're like, come to Dufferin Ave Media Network. And you know, but it like looks like you just got hit by the bull, like things like that.
We take the bull by the horn.
Yeah, exactly. It's so funny, but I wouldn't make you do it because I know you'd
Well,
absolutely
yeah, it's just
hate
silly.
it.
Well, and not just that. Like, I like to feel like we're not putting stuff into people's faces that they're getting from everywhere else. I'm always trying to figure out ways to stand out, especially when the transition is taking place from everybody watching TV and listening to radio moving to YouTube and moving online and streaming and all of this stuff. And we're so far out front of it. I don't want to, be disingenuous and be like, all right, just so you know, we're doing these challenges now that we're going to do what everyone else is doing.
It'd be cool if you can like be original and start your own. Like that's
Maybe
like
that's what it
really
is.
the dream, is like doing something that all of a ssudden everyone starts doing because it was like the coolest thing you've ever seen. And then you started the trend. So you're not following anybody, you're
The
not
trend
the sheep.
setting.
You're the
Trendsetter.
sheep herder or whatever.
Ooh, there
Ooh.
it is. Sheeper, the shepherd.
the
That's
sheeper.
the one. The shepherd.
The sheep herder.
That's very good. As we are hanging out with Brooksy, you know her from the Past Our Bedtime podcast, as well as Wendy Brooks Media. They do great, great work, and she stops by every now and then to hang out and say hello and talk business as we have meetings, and then she comes on after because everyone loves to see what Brooksy is up to. So
Yeah.
what else is going on in your life, young lady?
You know what? Just really busy this month. Past our podcast again. There's this advertising banner. I should have maybe sent a new one. We're taking a little break. So if you haven't caught up to all of our
Hardcore
videos.
is moving, that's right.
Yeah. This is your time to catch up. There's some really, really good ones. My friend just sent me a snap the other day of her literally cry laughing at the makeup tutorial we did. So that was really good. So there is still some you can see up there or re-watch if you're really not into it.
Here we go.
But yeah, so that's going on. And then other than that, Gary, you know what?
How was your weekend? You had a fun weekend, didn't you? Didn't you
This
guys go
weekend?
out to your Dominican party?
Yes, I went to.
Here we go.
Yes, I went and
Okay.
hung out with my girlfriends. 2 of us weren't drinking. 2 of us were. I was one
50-50.
that's not drinking.
Still had a blast.
But it was so much fun. We went side by siding and we drove into
fun.
Pleasantdale and we.
On a side-by-side?
Yeah, and then we
Wow.
got the mail and we went to the bar and just bright red carpet. This bar, like the most
fun.
small town bar ever.
That's sort of like the red carpet treatment.
Yeah, well, kind of, except
The
for
entire
it
bar is a red carpet
smells
treatment.
really weird.
No, it smells great. That's why we love our small town bars.
But that's
They're distinct.
honestly, it could.
They're different.
That's how you know the
Yeah.
smell of it, and it's a weird thing because it's like you know it smells weird, but you're kind of like glad to be back after you're not being there, you know. So it's like okay, yeah. So then we we made a TikTok there
Oh.
of us dancing, and somebody commented on my video and said, "I'm gonna tell my kids that these are the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders," which I thought was really funny because we were just the worst dancers ever. And then we
Could that be a challenge? Could we make your little TikTok dance thing a challenge? Do the
wow,
past our bedtime shuffle.
Yeah.
You know, something like that.
that could be, but then what are we giving money to?
Well, we'll find something. We got a
Canine
lot of
Dog
great charities.
Rescue.
We got the Elmwood Fall Feast coming up here right away.
Yeah, let's do
next
that.
month, so we could do something with them. And then the Spirit of Cosmo Awards going on a little bit later in November. And then we got the Burn Fun with the Fire in the
Yep.
Kitchen Cook-Off. And we got to
Yep.
check in with our friends over at the Citywide Saskatoon Food Bank and Learning Center.
Yeah, you said November, and that's another challenge, the Movember challenge.
Oh, that's
With
the
your
mustache
mustache?
one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I wonder
To raise money.
how good I would look if I just had the duster going.
You know
Nothing
what?
else
I'm
like
gonna
this.
I will find a filter that
Yeah.
just makes that happen for you, and we can see what it looks like when we're done.
Like this. Like, hello.
Yeah, but you
I'm
gotta
just a
like
mustache guy.
cover this part too.
Like this?
Yeah.
It's not looking well.
No, not
You
good.
still got some time. Are you all done?
Oh.
Boo. Network Ryan just walked in the room in case you're wondering.
Yeah, it just like got really stinky in here.
Yeah, poor guy.
Yeah.
How's your smells lately? Your pits are still pretty rough? Terrible. Yeah, he got like COVID 19 times and then all of a sudden his armpits started smelling like beer or something. It's a real weird thing going on. His body's just a big lab. We'll grind him with
that
some
was
questions here. A
such
couple
a-
more minutes with Brooksy before we pass the baton. Did you
Yeah.
watch any Olympics?
I actually haven't watched any Olympics at all. Not once.
Did anybody watch the Olympics?
No.
You did? Well, Mr. Track and Field, yeah.
Yeah,
That's fair.
normally watch, like, I really like the gymnastics portion a lot, and I think I would have really been into the beach volleyball. But yeah, I just, like, didn't for some reason. I found out they were happening, like, 3 days after it started. I just, like,
There's
wasn't
just
into it.
nothing, man. Well,
Yeah.
there was no hook. Like, the opening ceremonies are always bonkers. They do all this crazy stuff, and
Yeah.
there's a million conspiracy theories out there we're not going to get into.
Oh, I have
It's
a
so crazy, though. And
Yeah.
that just turned me off from the start, I think. The only good thing was seeing Gojira in the opening ceremonies, like an incredible metal band.
Yeah.
And they're from France, so it's like a big thing to see them. But they were also involved with those headless ladies and the big, like, it was
don't even know.
weird. Yeah,
So,
too much. It
the
turned
only-
me off, and I didn't get into it.
Yeah, the only thing I did hear was that Canada's soccer team or something cheated.
Oh yeah,
I heard about
drone
that.
cheating.
Yeah,
That's the new
drone
thing.
cheating.
They got drones up there spying.
I know, and we were talking about how like technically they should have had to forfeit their like game against whoever they were spying on. I forget, but because like they were like, oh, we'll never do it again, but they still had all that information from spying to play that team.
And to
So-
be fair, they were docked 6 points, so 6 pool points. So they had to run the gauntlet just to get to where they got to, and they had this like a couple incredible huge wins, and they overcame that,
Okay,
which
so
is
that,
the crazy part.
yeah.
But then they,
it
fizzled
also
out.
just sucks for the players. Like it's not like the players like know or
Of course
or
not.
say so they work their whole life for this moment, and then you potentially ruin it for them by sending your little drones to go spy on
Yeah.
people. Anyway, that's all I heard.
That was good.
But I also don't like, it's not a conspiracy theory. I learned about how the Olympics started in school, and now I'm kind of like not like all in on the Olympics
Yeah, okay.
anymore.
So we're on the same sort of feelings with that.
Yeah, because
Okay.
there is the history of how it started and
Not
what
good.
happened that
Not
it
good
isn't
stuff.
good about
Yeah.
the Olympics, and the fact that it's still going and people are so into it even after that is just like it's like
What
a
is
little
going
weird
on?
to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we
Now, is that as weird as everyone saying that beach volleyball is the only thing they watch?
no, it was probably the best, and the girls probably look so good.
That's the thing. That's the big ongoing joke about all of this. It's like, how do they let them wear those bikinis? Well, they're playing on a beach.
Yeah.
Like, it's the only place they're allowed to wear bikinis.
It's just like gymnastics too, though. They make them wear those like crazy spandex, and it's like they don't really need to be wearing that. You know what I mean?
I feel ya.
Yeah.
I feel ya. I had a bit of an argument on Saturday again when Von Trask from 911 Turbo and the Abyss were in the Death Star there recording. I went a little round about the breakdancing competition. Did you see the breakdancing
No,
competition?
I'm actually gonna go home and look at this now
Oh,
because
dude.
you might not. I don't know what you're gonna say, but I love like any kind of dance, and so I think it'd be very entertaining to watch breakdancing like at that level.
There were two things that you'll want to check out.
Okay.
One is Phil Wizard, who's the gold medalist from Canada, a Canadian winning gold
Nice.
in breakdancing. By the way, breakdancing is already done. It's not coming back. So it has not been renewed. It was like a test phase, and everyone's like, we're never doing this again. We're not doing breakdancing. Whose idea was this? Like, who would have thought, you know? But Phil Wizard winning, and a lady named Rachel Gunn, who calls herself a Ray Gunn. Dragon knows what I'm talking about. Ray Gunn. Yeah, so she's representing Australia, and she came out, and she put on a display, Brooksy, that would just blow your mind.
I just want to see
It was
this
some
now.
of the coolest breakdancing I've ever seen. And it was so good that people started saying that we should all be very proud of her for tricking her country into giving her a free vacation to France because there's no way she deserved to be there. That's how bad it was.
Flights to Paris are expensive, man.
Exactly. That's
Flights
right.
Proud of her.
Flights to Paris are expensive, is what Dragon says.
Oh.
And it's almost like it was so bad that everyone rallied around it. You know, like when people do really bad at the Olympics, they usually get chirped, but people
Yeah.
are like, look at this girl, man. She was going for it.
Oh man, I can't
And
wait
she
to see
was just
that.
unbelievable. Like they had, like people were naming her breakdancing moves. Like one was called like the beached whale, and one was like the flopping fish,
Shut up.
and all this
I'm
stuff.
surprised
It was
I haven't
crazy.
seen this for how much I'm on social media.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm surprised too because
I-
it's pretty interesting how it all works out.
But after I'm done this, I'm definitely going home, and that's probably the only thing I'm gonna watch from the Olympic is the breakdancing. I'm gonna go the Olympics, I guess. I'm gonna go home and watch.
That's well, and this is why I wanted to run by with the boys on Saturday because like the Abyss, he used to be in a hip hop act called Smokestack out in Ontario, and he's seen a lot of breakdancing. Like he's a hip hop guy. That's what he does. He raps. He's a rapper. And I said to him like, dude, have you watched it? He's like, man, did you see the gold medal one when Phil Wizard won? I was like, yeah, that's fine, but even then, if you're gonna give me a breakdancing battle, because that's what it is. It's 3 rounds and they go back and forth. Don't do it in the Olympic sort of style because there was so much like love and appreciation between the athletes that they would be breakdancing, cheering each other on. When in a real breakdancing competition,
yeah.
you're bringing that dude down. I'm going to destroy you. And
Yeah.
you know, it's an actual battle. This was like holding each other while they were doing it. And my biggest
While
thing
they were doing it.
was I didn't see one single piece of cardboard out there. They should have had a big cardboard cutout, and that's what you break on. That's breakdancing. Not
man.
surprised that it's not coming back.
Okay, well, I'll keep all of that in mind while I'm
When
watching
you
it
watch.
later because I literally can't wait. I didn't even know this thing. But a question:
Yes.
have they brought lacrosse?
They're coming in. There's
Hey.
5 new events coming in next year. Lacrosse is one of them.
I for the longest time, and this isn't like the reason why I learned about it in school was because I was like in an Indigenous class. I was learning about sports,
Yeah.
and they had it so long ago, and they've never brought it back. Even though we have like
Pro leagues
professional
everywhere, yeah.
leagues everywhere, but there hasn't been any.
Could you
lacrosse
imagine
players.
being in lacrosse and then seeing breakdancing be an event
Yes,
at the Olympics?
that's what I mean. I was like,
Like,
there's
jeez.
no way that they have breakdancing, but they still have yet to bring lacrosse.
What else are they bringing? They got lacrosse coming in. I think they bring baseball back, both men's and women's,
Yeah.
which will be good. There's a couple other interesting ones, but unfortunately, one and done for the great breakdancing. Congratulations to Phil Wizard and Ray Gunn from Australia.
So where is the next Olympics? Do you know?
LA, 28.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, and it's for a guy who doesn't watch any.
Yeah.
How do I know so much? I do watch a lot of sports shows.
I was gonna say.
I get my sports updates. So, anything else you got going on, girl? Before we switch you over?
No, you know what? I got nothing going on, but I do have a few extra spaces for social media advertising. So if you're looking for
Oh.
somebody to run your socials,
You know,
Wendy Brooks Media.
I just thought of this. Maybe we team up and make like a special social media / advertising package. I guess I should have asked you that off camera and
Wait.
not live.
Wow.
But just something to ponder. Because that
That's
might
our
be another.
brainstorming.
That's another. Well, exactly. That's another thing that we can work into what we're doing, because you're already doing it, and everyone that sees any social media done by us, they see it's done by you.
Yeah.
And they say, I like that. Maybe that could be beneficial for my business.
Yep. And I think that we should talk for a little longer because Network Ryan wants us to like hurry up. So.
Keep going.
Oh.
I got that. I knew what you were doing. That was a yes.
I thought he was
Did
like
you not see the money signs in his eyes? The Scrooge McDuck?
Scrooge
He
McDuck.
jumps out of his big giant pile of gold coins. Keep talking.
Anyway.
Yeah, I like that though. I like. We should like. We're all about maximizing all of our different outlets for all the stuff that we do.
Yeah,
And I think that's
well-
very well.
If you could show me the money signs in my eyes, I'm there for it. You know what I
All
mean?
right. Well, we will do that. Okay, her name is Brooksy. You know her from all the social medias, Wendy Brooks Media, as well as the Past Our Bedtime podcast. Dude, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for stopping by. And I'll give you a quick whipping on Super Smash before you
Okay.
roll out.
Well, hold on. Look at my shirt. I'm not wearing pants.
It's Brooksy! I always wanted to do a pantsless show, like not full on, like just wear some like short shorts or something.
You got the Maggie can do.
Exactly, that's the whole thing. It like eliminates any risque comfort risks I'd like to take. He's already talking to us, so you got some walk-up music? I don't got my headpiece in, but let's walk him on up. You know him from the Commander Cookout podcast, and you know him as the man who is in charge of everything around here, and we don't hold that against him. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Network Ryan! We didn't mix and match. I wanted to see.
Oh, I got some CCO going on here. It's all
You
good.
look great. Tell me, before we get to anything else, tell me how CCO is doing, because I am such a fan. I'm looking at Noel, my brother, who was here not too long ago. He went back to Nova Scotia. He's back into playing Magic again, and he does it on his phone. And I'm looking at maybe
Yeah.
starting to do that and sort of see if I can learn this damn crazy
You know
game.
what? That I didn't think you were gonna ask. I didn't think you were gonna go right there with that. And there's so many things I just wanted to jump through a microphone and strangle you and Brooksy about,
Yep.
and add my 2 cents. And I haven't been on your show for like
See how I
2
threw him off?
months. And you threw me off
That's
with
right.
MTG Arena is what it's called.
Ooh, okay.
It's the console and no, it's the computer and mobile version of Magic the Gathering.
All right.
And you play online against other people on the internet if you want, or you can just like play, I think, against
Okay.
like AI or like their bots or like the computer, right?
Yeah, I feel like it'd be missing a lot of the like personalization of your
Yes,
decks.
But it is the like de facto way that Wizards of the Coast, the makers of Magic the Gathering, want players to learn the game, because
okay. So it's the right way to do it.
Yeah, like the walkthroughs and the client that they use is very much like other mobile card games, like I'm putting myself on the spot. Flesh and Blood, is that one a digital game? I don't know, but it's very conducive to learning kind of the steps and phases of a turn and kind of what you're supposed to do and when you're supposed to do it.
Okay.
And it walks you through it. So if you've got a phone that can run it,
Maybe I should do
then you've certainly got a
Maybe
computer in the
myself.
booth that can run
No
it.
kidding.
That thing could
Take a-
probably launch us to space if we asked it to.
Take a break from editing and just
Yeah.
ease my mind with some magic.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into the good stuff. What do you want to tune her in for? This is your time to shine.
Well, you asked me for an update on Commander Cookout.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Let's get back to that.
Actually, just today,
Today.
I finished my book that I was telling you and Uncle Brando about. It got finished over the weekend.
So pumped.
Rebecca kind of gave it the last final scrub, and she She's pretty smart. She's a pretty good writer.
Dude, that's your wife. You better say a lot more than that.
Well, she knows kind of how people receive things, and she's receptive to kind of what they're about and what they might think of stuff that I say or write.
That's a good quality.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very good, because like my tales grow in the telling, right? And I started off doing this book, and I thought it was going to be like a 10-step guide to like how to do like fantasy art.
Yeah.
Because that was like my other job is like a fantasy custom
So cool.
artist.
Yeah.
And it ended up that I didn't even get through 2 chapters, and it was longer than 10 pages. And it ended up being over 60 pages with almost 100 different images and like references, and it like, oh man, it was just this huge thing. It took me a freaking year to do.
Well, that's what blows my mind about you, and that's why you're here, honestly. Not just because of your stunning good looks and how much we love you, but
Oh, wow.
you are one of the very few people that I've met in my life who thrives under chaos.
Oh, chaos.
Like your life is just you have, like you went from a big, high-paying, huge job in this big, big life, and then you just jumped off of that road, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to start doing this myself. And that was the reason, like the precipice for how we got you in here is because you were the only guy I knew that made a career out of doing what we were starting here.
Well,
And then you add your painting all of these cards, and you write a book. Like, I guess you had a year to do it. That's where you find the time.
Yeah, I had a year to do it. Well, okay, a couple things.
Here we
Haven't
go.
said that
Two
to you in
things.
a long time.
2 things.
Just before the show, Dragon on the 1s and 2s, he says, "You're not allowed to take all the stress. You've got a corner on the stress and monopoly and the damn studios." And I'm like, dude, you're too young to have the kind of grisly stress
You
that I
don't
have. Yeah,
get it.
No. Where do you find time?
How do you do it?
And this is the second, I'm not even kidding you, of the day, and I've only been on for 2 minutes. Not even kidding you. I did an episode of a podcast today.
Of course.
Where I said, there is no secret. There's no
Just
time.
Suck it up and do it.
Yeah, you have to.
I'm always looking for you to give me the secret recipe because
Yeah,
I'm probably
yeah.
like 1/100th of what you're at, just with all my stuff here, and I'm like always looking to you as the
No.
sensei to guide me through all this.
No,
This is-
well, okay.
There's so much stuff that goes into this business.
Gary sells himself short all the time. Everybody out there, Gary sells himself short. And I said to Dragon and
That
Brooksy
was the nicest thing ever said.
before the show actually started, I said, at some point, you guys just have to trust whatever the hell's going on in Gary's head.
No matter how crazy
Because
it
he
is.
hasn't been blatantly wrong yet.
Again, I almost cried. It was the nicest thing he's ever said.
I
to
should
me.
have said something mean. Dragon and
I
I
was
were
expecting it.
plotting like a coup. We were going to come out and just throw all of the baking that's in the booth. We were just going to try and throw it at you and see if we can get some stuck to your head.
That
like,
would have been awesome.
Like tomatoes, like on the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
A brownie right in the face.
Right in
and then
the-
see if I can like slide it down.
Yeah,
in my
yeah,
mouth.
yeah,
Is that
yeah,
like
yeah,
a cookie challenge? Something. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Always challenging.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
ridiculous.
So I finished this book today.
Yes.
And I launched it this afternoon because despite, how much you tout it up and how much you proofread it and how much you do and how much you think, just like the microphone issue today, which was totally not my fault. Totally.
It's not. It actually is my fault
It's-
because I was the one who said we need to switch that back every time after we do Commander Cookout. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
and then I
yeah.
totally forgot about it. So it
And
was
we moved
actually my fault.
tables and it was a whole thing on last Saturday.
we got ready for another thing we can talk about in a bit.
Yeah. So after all of the scrubbing and the proofreading and taking extra time and adding more as you go to make it more thorough, and knowing that like the product is good. And this is the peek behind the curtain. I like to
Yeah,
do the
curtain
curtain
jerking.
jerking
That's
whenever
right.
I come on, right?
That's how we do.
To let people know kind of the ins and outs and the behind the scenes of what we do.
Yeah.
You have a good product and you scrub it and proof it and you think that it's good. And as soon as it's good, like my wife goes over it, oh, you should change this and this and this and this. Or just as soon as you think you're good, you've done 88 different live shows every single day. Boom, there's a microphone issue.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what leads you.
But the one difference here is that makes us more lovable because it's real.
Oh,
It's not
oh,
recorded. It's not some guy
Yeah.
editing everything. This is real life. Everything's in real time that you see here. Everyone has issues with microphones.
Yeah, if my
We
book
just don't
sucks,
hide
it just sucks.
You
It's on
can't
me.
go back. That's what I'm saying. It's a little bit different in that way, but continue.
But it's a peek behind the curtain, and it shows that like we're human, and it's still nerve wracking, and you can be self conscious, and you can always say, oh, it's not good enough, or how come it wasn't better, or how come we didn't do more, right? And I think with like people online and social media and content creators, now that you're like fully in that world, sometimes you see somebody else's thing and it's like, oh man, I wish I would have thought of that. I wish I would have done that. Wish mine was that good, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, this goes back to track and coaching, is you got to just trust the process and know that as long as Gary isn't blatantly leading us in the wrong direction, even if it's like 1% in the correct direction, it's still in the correct direction, right? And you have to trust the process.
Trust the process.
So I wanted to come on and say that my ebook launch,
Yes.
I had a sale right in the booth right before I came on.
It's
That's
already,
why I came on.
It's already started. I'm
Yeah,
so excited.
I came
so tell
on
people
and-
where we can get it. How do we get our hands on this book?
Wow.
Tell us a little more about it.
Here's the thing. So there's
There we
this
go.
niche game called Magic the Gathering. Then within that game, there's this niche hobby that people have where they paint their own cards. And then there's this niche thing where you actually have to have the skill to paint before you can paint your cards. So the market for this book, very small. Probably not my smartest choice ever making a book on
that's
that
probably what
thing.
you said when you started the Commander Cookout podcast as well, right?
Yeah,
And
I
look at it
suppose
now.
it is. It's called Painting Traded Cards by Ryan Paneff, and it uses examples from Magic the Gathering.
And you have a bunch of your art in there, right?
I do. There's
So it's like an art book as
It
well,
is an art
which
book,
is cool.
yeah. And a little bit, I was showing it off to some people who helped with the proofing, and I got some people to send me like pictures of cards that I didn't have anymore,
Nice.
that I didn't have from years ago, either to like show the development of my own process or to show off some pieces that I really liked. And it goes through essentially I guess from when people started this kind of thing, like painting or changing their trading cards. These are collectible units of currency. It's like comic collecting or
Well,
hockey
we say
card
it's,
collecting.
that's
right?
Uncle Brando's life savings.
It really
Like,
is.
legit. It's his nest egg.
Uncle Brando's collection of Magic the Gathering
Insanity.
cards might be worth as much as his condo.
Yeah.
It might be.
Legit.
Yeah.
And people can laugh at that, but that's a real story.
And that's after he got his house robbed and got a whole bunch of cards stolen. Like he had multiple over $1,000 collectible trading cards stolen from his house.
How?
And
That's
right.
That's
And
interesting. So somebody going in there was looking for something specific. Maybe that was an inside job.
No, it
Okay,
was it was during a very specific week of the year by where he used to live, and
Okay,
I'm not
gotcha.
going to name
Yeah.
any names.
No, I'm with you.
But just like lots of foot traffic, right? Unlocked doors
Busy over
and
there.
unlocked windows, yeah. And these cards, there is an economy. There's a secondary economy that they kind of fall into where certain cards are worth more money, and the collectible trading market is when the collectible pieces are involved in gaming tournaments where people try to win money at.
Oh yeah.
Right? If a card is featured in a deck of cards, and the deck of cards is the winning deck for a big tournament like a world championship, the hard to find cards in those decks go up in value.
Yeah, because they just became world champion cards.
Yes, and the economy is an unregulated economy. It's not like stock trading where the market closes and there's laws to govern things like price fixing. Mining is a controlled economy for price fixing specifically. You can't mine less and then charge more for your product. That's against the law.
It doesn't stop people, though,
Yeah,
does it?
okay. But there's no.
Hey, I know Martha Stewart, all right? I know
Yeah.
what's going on.
There's another economy in North America that's like a multi-billion-dollar industry, unregulated. It's the supplement industry.
Ooh, I
You
love
can make
those
any
too.
claim as long as there's something you can point to, even if it's relatively unsubstantiated, right?
Is that why all of my supplements are just placebos?
Yes.
Is that why nothing's grown on me?
If you've got a patent for some proprietary blend, you don't necessarily explicitly have to outline the process that you make it by, or that it's or explicitly what's in it if it's proprietary and still a patent pending, right? Unregulated.
Yeah.
Unregulated, right? So that's how the trading card economy is too. So when we say Uncle Brando's got all these cards, they fluctuate in value, right? And when I take a card and do some kind of artistic alteration or modification to it, the goal is to make that card worth more money because somebody wants to pay me for that service.
Yeah.
And that's what the book is about. And people started that back in the 90s. Like the original artists would make modifications to their own cards.
Oh, that's cool.
And they would sign them and do doodles. And then when like third-party artists do them, let's call it,
Yeah.
like myself, but in the 90s, they would start to get asked, hey, can you do that for me? Can you draw something on my card? And then people kind of took that and ran with it and did
cool.
all kinds of modifications. I could turn my Magic the Gathering card into a Star Wars card.
Baller.
Or into, you know, like just the other day, I did a whole set of cards for a guy, and he wanted, it was the same card 4 or 5 different times. On one of them, he got the Blue Jays logo. On one of them, he got the Calgary Flames logo.
Now that his team's on there.
Yeah,
eh?
he got the Saskatoon Blades logo.
Go Blades, go.
He got the Denver Broncos logo.
Wow,
And
I
he
see.
wants to come back to me and get 4 more done with the same teams, but with like their off color or their retro versions
Oh,
of
yeah,
their
like some
logos.
throwback stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so he can have like matching sets, and they each
Totally.
go in a specific deck that's like
That's really
themed,
cool. That's
right?
really cool.
Yeah. So and that's what you get into after all of like the supplies, setup, lighting, studio, all that
Well,
stuff.
that's, yeah, like,
And-
there's been times where I'll send you some stuff like, hey, can we tackle this? Dude, I'm working. Well, get it after. I'm
painting.
literally painting like 18 cards on a go. Oh my
Yeah,
God, so-
and all of that setup is kind of like a portable setup that I take off my desk on the days that I'm doing
doing
damn
other
stuff. Right?
Yeah, just not sitting
And-
there staring at you.
And yeah,
Yeah, I know the feeling.
so after I get into all like the technical parts of painting, paint and lighting and studio and actual techniques of painting, because this is how you paint. I talk about like developing a theme and doing like a kind of an artistic consultation and kind of expressing yourself through this creative trading card hobby, right?
Yeah.
Because there's so much room for expression based on the art that's already on the cards and the cards or Magic's rules set, kind of creativity, different strategies that like link up with, you know, a character you're trying to build around, or like your own personality as a player.
Yeah.
Uncle Brando, you can imagine, likes a very specific kind of strategy. He likes to do big damage. He likes goblins. He likes goofy,
Brash
He likes
Taunter.
brash taunter. Yeah, he likes goofy, quirky stuff.
Frogs.
He likes. There's creatures in
frogs.
Magic called frogs. Yeah. So, and let's say you got a frog or you got a frog deck, but there's a card that you want to play that doesn't have a frog on it. Come to somebody like me and we paint a frog on it, and that's
Off you go.
how I make my living. It's painting frogs on Magic
Like,
cards.
that's just so crazy to me. Like, every time I look at what I'm doing, I'm like, what the hell am I doing? And then I see you, like, okay, so it could be a lot harder. That's literally the way I look at it. So I'm grateful that I just have
It's not about
this.
what's harder or
But no, you know what
harder
I
or
mean.
easier.
Like,
It's-
I'm just saying, like, the amount of different things that you do. You
Yeah.
have so many different things, and all of those together is your job.
Yeah,
And I notice myself going in that direction, so I'm always just looking at you for tips on how to handle it.
Brooksy could probably speak to this really well when you talk about like I guess generating income through multiple avenues online being a content creator, because like, okay, there's Commander Cookout and a few other shows we have on the CCO Media Group network, kind of like the DAM network, but just for nerds or bigger nerds. And then painting, and then DAM, like you have income streams, right? You combine all of your income streams, they all funnel down into me, and then I have to try and frickin' pay my mortgage with it. That's the worst part. That's the worst part.
No, yeah. Now, here's another question. Is there any way we could get a paperback copy of this? Because I know it's just ebook, but I'd
Yeah.
love to get one on the set here.
I would love that too. I wasn't sure right off the bat, like initially polling my like the Commander Cookout specific version of my audience.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure that there would be enough like startup capital from ebook sales to do
Yeah,
to
touche.
do a
That's
like a
a very
printed
good point.
version without doing like something like a Kickstarter, right? But I told people if there is enough interest and we do move from ebook to regular book, that all of the ebook supporters would like get a big time rebate off of the cost of the printed
Yeah, so
version
you could have
because
the
they've
other
already
one.
paid for the ebook version,
Yeah.
right? So I would love to do that. It's just
Even if it's like a limited run of like whatever, because there are a
one
number
book just for Gary.
Well, just for the like, seriously, because hey, check out this is what he's talking about. Check out this card,
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like it'd be really cool. We're all about showing off all the talents that we have in this place with the family that we have, and that's a big thing, and I want to support it.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. You know what? To kind of get through it all and to finally have the first version of the end of the book.
Yeah.
I wanted to show my wife, even though I was self-conscious even to her. I showed Uncle Brando, and I was self-conscious even to him.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it's your baby, man.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
now that it's done and out there, it's like nuts to the wind, right?
Yeah, that's-
It's all you can do.
Nuts to the wind.
Nuts to the wind, yeah.
Okay, before we head out here, we got a couple more minutes. We're hanging out with my main man network, Ryan. You know him from the Commander Cookout podcast, as well as his book that we were just talking about and the other 9 jobs that he does to make his living and support his beautiful family. Oh, on Friday, we did some transitioning. We did the Transformer move-in for a sidewalk slam.
We need a Transformer sound effect.
We could probably get one.
Yeah, probably
It'll be
get
really
some.
good. But we had this bad boy turned around. When Brixie came in here, she goes, "What the heck
Yeah.
is going on?"
Yeah,
We did
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of moving and shaking, and we actually, I believe we have the setup that we need to move forward with this, right?
Yep, editor Tyler is on board for the next. That's the editor for
Yeah.
CCO, as you know. He's on board for the next slam, and we turn the table this way,
Yes.
and then people can't see, but there's a camera up on the roof, and it's aimable and adjustable. And man, sidewalk slams are so fun.
Yeah,
because they're not just like nerds playing Magic. It's like 4 dudes or whoever, 4 people playing Magic. And we only invite our friends or people, no dicks, no assholes.
That's it. Hey, it's a big
yeah.
rule here.
And we just jam and trash talk and
I was
drink some
wondering
beer.
what made it so likable. And you nailed it. The chirping. Like when nerds chirp each other, it's next level. It's not like when like guys are being bullies and nerding. Like nerds do it with love.
man.
And it's like the chirps that you come up with are so above and beyond a normal chirp. And it
So-
adds so much to the actual game of Magic.
Shout out to Pile of Bones Brewery. They
they
are
are.
the official sponsors.
Second
of,
best thing to come out of Regina.
Yes. And on not this one coming up, but the next one in October,
Yeah.
the coolest, best thing out of Regina, Saskatchewan's coming. Our buddy Keel.
I was going to say, I've heard so many stories
And
about this
Keel
guy.
can chirp.
There it is.
He chirps like you hear on like Letterkenny, like Shorzy.
Just boom, 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 boom,
Oh
boom.
yeah, like nonstop, and he does the voice and the accent and like, oh yeah. So Keel's gonna come on, and it's gonna be a ton of fun.
Do we want to talk about how it's actually played, or we just? I just want to make sure people know what's coming down the line with that, because it's like the first test run for the transforming of this stage. When we built it, when we were
Yeah,
looking
I
into all
suppose
this,
it
there's
is.
the reason why we kept it sort of loosey-goosey was because we wanted to be able to set it up in different ways for things like this and like a board game show that we're trying to get into and all these other options that we continue to use to grow as a studio.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the curtain jerk. Here's
There
what
it
we
is.
came on to do, and we got a couple minutes to do it right at the
Yes.
end. Okay. So when you see us on your show, what we're looking at is 3 cameras, and there's the center one that gets both of us. There's my camera. There's Gary's camera, and there's the Maggie cam. I guess that's 4.
Yeah.
The 5th camera is on the roof. And when you do something like Sidewalk Slam or a board game show or something where you're doing a product showcase, you have like a product camera, right?
Yeah.
And when the table is this way, we'll have the main this way. Yeah, it's on my camera now.
Vertical.
Yeah,
We're horizontal right now. We flip her vertical.
we'll flip it vertical.
Think of the big 4-cube Tetris thing.
yeah.
You're gonna get a Tetris.
The middle camera will still shoot everybody, and then the side cameras will shoot 2 players on one side, and the other side camera will shoot 2 players on the other side. And mostly when you watch and what you're interested in is the gameplay, and that all happens on the table. And that's where the game actions and the cards and the painted cards from me and Uncle Brando's blinged out like ultra rare, super collectible cards. That's where they all are.
Is this where all those awesome cards come out? Is this for the sidewalk slams?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
people, you got to bling out on Sidewalk Slam.
Hell
We
yeah.
play a little bit of a game where we categorize and catalog the cards that were played in the game. Put them in a
Nice.
list, send them to Tyler, so then he doesn't get mad.
Yeah.
So he knows what all the cards are. And we do this little game where we guess how many cards were played in the game
Oh,
and what the
geez.
total dollar value of cardboard that we played was.
That's fun. That sounds
Yeah.
like a gambling opportunity.
Oh,
Not that we would
yeah.
ever do any gambling here. It's highly illegal, but I'd like to,
Yeah,
put a little bit of
and
something,
it's
something down on that.
it's always people always guess too low.
Oh, yeah.
There's always one card that like that market spike where one card jumps up. Oh, this is like a $50 card now. And if that happens like 2 or 3 times, it's like,
Oh.
oh, wait a second. I was $300 lower on my guess than I should have been.
And for a main event like this, when everyone's bringing out their best cards, you'd think that you'd be aiming high.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and people always think too. It's double weird because if we play like I don't know an 8-turn game of Commander, which might take an hour, people are gonna say, "Oh yeah, we must have played like 100 different cards." Well, no, we probably that's probably like a 65 or 70 card game. So they guess too few of cards, and then they guess like way out to lunch in the dollar value. It's a ton of fun, and it's just a quirky thing that we do with our guests, and maybe we give away a couple prizes if it's like people that have never played before, and then at the end, if you're not the winner, you get a "You're not the winner" sticker. And
You earned this.
Yeah, oh yeah, because I never win because Brando always tries to kill me.
Yeah.
And then it turns into like a
Rightfully so.
3-on-1, right?
Yeah,
But
it makes sense.
if
It's like playing Super Smash.
if somebody else also doesn't win, I get one last like back from the dead style trash talk where I can give them a sticker saying they also didn't win, and it's the best part because nobody knows that they're getting it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
Real quick, one last thing for you, as we mentioned earlier that no one watched the Olympics. You watched the Olympics.
I did.
You got any highlights?
I did. I would love to talk about Raygun, the
Australian
break
breakdancer.
dancer,
Yes.
because nobody's got it right.
Here we go.
And I'm not sure that I do, and I'm not saying that I'm on the internet and I'm who's right, but Raygun is an economics and politics professor in Australia.
Nice.
And professional breakdancer.
Amazing.
And
So she is professional.
oh yeah, and I've seen clips of her like doing the professional breakdancing
good
thing,
stuff,
and
okay.
like not the kind of breakdancing that scores you absolutely
She got a
0 points.
zero.
And to score 0 points
hard.
in an Olympic event actually takes skill.
Yeah.
Because a judge, it's their job to award points. And it's the system or the box that they put you in that deducts points.
Wasn't
right?
there a diver who got a 0 as well? I think there was a diver, he landed on his back. It's like,
Yeah, you can have enough deductions that your
Yeah.
jump just doesn't count.
jeez.
Right? Like it just doesn't count. Like getting disqualified in.
Hey, you're still in the Olympics.
Yeah. Okay, so she purposely goes out there and does the things that look like breaking, but will not award her any points. And that's specifically as a demonstration or a protest that this type of dance, art form, sport, whatever you want to call it, that started as a means to rebel and break rules and be part of a culture that
Thank you.
does
Yes.
not follow
Real
the
breakdancing.
cultural norms.
Yeah.
If you put it into a box and score it like how gymnastics is scored in a box with a rules system, you're actually eliminating what break dancing is. And now this breaking event in the Olympics is actually a different thing.
Yeah.
Right? Culturally, it's different.
I like where you're going.
And from a rules and scoring system standpoint, it isn't the same thing as not following the rules, which is how breakdancing started.
Yeah.
So she comes there and throws down a 0, a big frickin' goose egg,
So good.
as a means to show you I'm breaking the rules, and this is a demonstration of actually what breakdancing is.
Nice.
So
This is a whole new.
she doesn't
blew my mind.
breakdance to tell you what breakdancing is.
Yeah.
Like
Basically saying, you guys, what we're doing here, this isn't actual breakdancing.
because we have to follow a rule set.
which
So
is
I'm
dumb.
going to go against the rule set, and
for her.
theoretically I'm breakdancing,
I
even
think
though
I
it doesn't look
love
like I am.
ray gun now.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
It's like next level, next level, next
yeah.
level. It's like
That's amazing. You know what?
breakception. Yes.
Every Wednesday, we got a guy in Australia, Adrian Blarson. We'll check in with him and we'll see what the vibe is around Australia with ray gun.
Belargian, Ray-Gunnian, Blargy-Gunny. Couldn't do it.
On CCO, they make a lot of fun names. Dragon, you got some Frankie's Fingers to take us out of here? My man. I don't have my headpiece, so
We
we'll
have to
just go and
assume
you-
that there's
yeah.
just
You let
maybe
me
there's a
know.
remix. Hey, just air guitars and air horns is what I meant, and
both of them. Be good.
just deep bass lines and some kind of catchy hook and triplets and
We got guys to do that.
we do.
Yeah, we
Hey,
do.
maybe you'll talk
We
about
got
that
an
tomorrow because
incredible
I
music
heard
team.
some samples.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff going on here music-wise. So as we continue to grow, we are so grateful for you to hang out with us whenever you can. We always appreciate it. Shout out to our friends over at SCS, as well as Aquaman, Hammer Time Roofing, our buddy Kevin over there, always doing great things, Nickel Plumbing and Heating, and so much more. If you want to be a part of this, dufferinave.com is where you go. So tomorrow's Tuesday. We're going to have Matt from All the Bands back, and Uncle Mike and all of his natural products. I think we're going to have Merbs in as well. Matt from All the Bands' brother, who also plays on Untimely Demise. And there was talks, there's some lyrics going on. Like, this could be a really big show tomorrow.
Hey,
we could be taking the next step into building this song that we're working on.
Are you doing an AOA with them?
Oh, yeah, before. So that's the big thing. We'll be recording episode 6, which will drop on Thursday. So that will be very, very fun. And, man, we're running out of spots. We're going to have to start doing 2 show drops in a day right away, hey?
Frick, don't say that to me.
More work for Ryan. He loves that. So that's what we're looking forward to tomorrow. No Olympics on tonight, but we are getting so close to football. Man, I've been noticing all that preseason football
We're
going
getting
on right now.
so close to Rings of Power Season 2.
Whatever that is. What's Rings of Power?
I'm a nerd.
50 seconds to go. We got fantasy football. All three of my 5 teams have a date now for the draft.
Yeah.
So
And
we're
you're
getting
ditching
that.
us and leaving us with all the work?
Well, just for one day, maybe 2. We'll see how it all goes.
Yeah, okay.
We still gotta find some. It sounds like everyone wants to guest host, so maybe we'll do like auditions. Be good.
Let's
Have like
do-
the week before do the auditions.
Oh,
for it?
no. Fights to the death.
That's more like our style.
Yeah.
Definitely love the
yes.
viewing room guys. They'll probably win. So strong.
Yeah.
Hey,
Uncle
Dragon?
Brando probably win. He'll just bring a gun.
Yeah, stick the Indiana Jones route on that one.
Oh, Smash Bros.
Bros.
tournament.
tournaments.
Yeah,
That sounds
that's what we're
good.
doing.
Okay, that's the plan here. So again, thank you for hanging out on a Monday. We'll be back tomorrow. And remember, karma, very, very, very real. Do good things to notice they start happening to you. That's how we built this place. I promise you it works. So just be a good person. Okay?
Yeah. Don't be a dick or asshole.
That's right. That means you, Brooksy. Just jokes. You're the best. Thanks again. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night.